you're interested in a shaving solution that's good for your skin, that's good for the environment, and it's good for your wallet, then check this out.
Sounds a bit like an infomercial.
I know, that's why I don't know what to do. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Mary. I'm 50 years old and I love finding products, devices, methods, anything that's going to help me look as young as I feel. So today's kind of a different one. It's not something I planned to do. It's a product that I bought for myself, and it turns out I actually just liked it so much I decided it was something I wanted to share. I'm here today to talk about a razor. I know, it's not a topic I generally spend a lot of time thinking about, but this one is a beauty. Like so many of the products that I've actually really come to love, I found this on social media. So I was on Instagram, you know, doing that little thing, and I swear to God, I am such a magpie. I'm like, ooh, shiny. And that is exactly what happened. Now, it's not something I've given huge amounts of time thinking about, but I did hit that buy button. So this is a product by a company called Lane 44, and they are based in Northern Ireland. So what this is a totally plastic-free shaving device. So it is fully metallic, and it uses single safety razor blades. Okay, so why did I buy it? Okay, so I did go, check out the company, went to the website to get a bit more information, and it was highly compelling, to be perfectly frank. And the first thing was the environmental impact. And I had no idea that those little plastic razors, now I started using them, when I was, 12 or 13 when I started shaving, and I haven't used them for a very long time. But apparently 2 billion of those end up in landfill every year. 2 billion. I couldn't believe it. So there's a huge environmental benefit to using something like this that you buy once and you keep it for years and years. So that was something that really appealed to me without even realizing. So I haven't used the disposable ones in years. I tend to use the cartridges, but even those are unable to be, or they're very, very tricky to be recycled, I should say, and mine aren't being recycled. They're going into the bin. Okay, the second thing that really appealed to me is they talked about delivering a better shave. Now, I don't know about you guys. Everybody gets sort of irritation or razor burn at one time or another, and I in the past have get it if I don't actually change my blades frequently enough, and they get dull, and then you start sort of pushing down too hard, and then that delivers irritated skin. And it happens to me probably more often than I would like, but they're saying that's not going to happen, that the single blade razor just has thingy on both sides will deliver the closest shave that you can get without any irritation. And now they're saying this is just as good for men as it is for women. And I think that sort of shaving on the face, you need something that's even closer. So they're saying you can forget all that pain, all of that irritation, that this will get rid of that completely. And then when I started to look into this a little bit more, I started thinking, okay, maybe I do have some particular thoughts on this category, because I do think in general, women aren't winning the razor game. I think that they're generally geared, the better products, towards men than they are towards women. Women's products tend to be more expensive, the shaving creams and the gels, which I find highly irritating. And there's a lot of gimmicky stuff going on, I think. You get, blades that are surrounded by coconut oils and Olay moisturizers and all that sort of stuff. And I've tried them all, by the way, and some of them work okay, and they work okay for about a week or so, and then they don't work anymore. So for me personally, what I've been using for probably the last 10 years is actually a men's razor. This is I think it's the Gillette Fusion. It's got little 5 blades on it, and you replace those. It's probably 10 or 15 years I've been using this, because I think it delivers a better shave than any of the women's razors that I've had. But, like any other razor, it's not great. It's fine. It's the best I've been able to find. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the money aspect. This is where they say they're really delivering value for money. So these cartridges from Gillette, I think they run about $18 for a 4-pack. And I think one of these they say is going to last you about a month. Now, in fairness, this is where I get irritation, is if I go too long without changing these. So I'm not even sure it should last a month of regular shaving, particularly not for the guys. I would think it would be even more frequently. But if you're buying, one of these every quarter, you're still looking at about $70 upwards of a year. And that's a lot of money to be spending on these guys. So what you get with Lane 44, and I'll tell you a little bit about what was in my introductory kit. Now, I think the pricing structure might have changed a little bit since then. I've had it for a couple of months now. But what I got was this beautiful razor. She's so pretty. You can get it in a couple of different finishes and colors, so if rose gold isn't your thing, that's okay. And it came with, this was sort of a freebie, I think. This is a little storage container, so when you're done, and I'll show you how to take out and put in the razors, it kind of comes in here to make sure that everybody stays safe. And this is what I got. This is a box of razor blades. Now, I was able to buy my full year's worth of razors. So if you look in here, it has a whole bunch of little containers. I think there's 11 of them in here. And each little container has 5 blades, okay? And what you do with these blades, I'm gonna take one of them out. Okay, 2, and they're wrapped in little paper. Okay. open this up. And you need to be very careful because this is a straight razor. Who are we kidding? And I know people sometimes are a little afraid of using these things, but I'm telling you, it's super easy. So you just twist this off and you can see how this thing opens up. So then you take out, take it on the edges very carefully, this little guy, and you drop it in here. And you twist it off. And you are ready to go. Okay? So I got this, and I got a full year's worth of razor blades that I'm changing out about every 4 to 7 uses. And the whole thing cost me less than 40 pounds delivered. Like, that's crazy. It is so inexpensive. I did wonder at the time, how are they going to make any money? But this is what I got, and all this is left, a full year's worth of shaving materials for less than 40 pounds. I think that's an incredible deal, okay? Now, what can I tell you about this? Now, I can honestly say I'm doing an unexpected video because I like it that much. Like, it has completely changed the shave experience for me. It does deliver a closer shave. It's the closest shave I've ever had. There's sort of a joy to using this thing because it's so darn pretty. I mean, I just look at it and go, oh, it's just so lovely. So the whole thing is kind of a joy. It's kept the shave very close because I'm using it and changing it so regularly, which is something I've probably never done before. But it just delivers the best shave, that's all I can say. It's really, really good. I cannot imagine going back to any other razor now, having used this now for about a month or two. The one thing I will say is it's pretty much on the heavy side. Like, if you compare it to the one that I've been using historically, because it's metal, I mean, this puppy's kind of weighty. So it just takes a little bit of getting used to, that you have to kind of hold it in a way that you got to make sure you hang on to it. It is a bit heavier. Now, the only thing that I don't like about it is that it's a little short, and maybe it's just something over time I'll get used to, but I think I'm just used to having a much larger one that I guess the balance is a little bit different than what I'm used to. I can't say that in 6 months' time or a year I'm ever going to notice that, but that was just what I've noticed now and having used it for a couple of months. Okay, so there are some tips for using this and things you need to take pretty seriously. And the first is you need to replace the blade very regularly. Now, they're saying every 4 to 7 uses. Because if this gets dull, you're going to start applying too much pressure. Because the most important thing actually is to not apply any pressure when you're using it. So when you put this on your skin, literally you are placing it there and you are gliding it. And that's it. No pushing. Because if you push, you're going to cut yourself. And I found personally, I didn't realize that my shaving methods, can be tricky in certain spots, like over the knees or behind my ankle. That I obviously kind of hold it at a certain angle and nick it. And I've nicked myself a few times because you just need to be careful and you need to go slow. It delivers an exceptionally good shave because it's so close. So you just need to be careful and you need to go very slowly. So the next tip is that it's best used on damp skin. So it's not best to kind of sit on the side of the tub and start using this puppy. They're saying to use it after you've come out of the shower, or in the shower, which is when I do it. It's sort of the last step that I do when I'm in the shower, or coming out of a bath, or after you've washed your face. If it's your face that you're doing, I'm standing at the sink. So they say it's better with just slightly dampened, moistened skin, so it's a little bit kinder to your skin. And the last thing they recommend is that you keep this dry. Now, that's sort of been the biggest thing for me to get used to, because I'm used to keeping all of my shaving stuff in the shower, because again, that's where I do it. But with the metal, I assume it's going to rust if you don't take good care of it. So I literally take it in and out of the shower. I tend to do my shaving every other day, and I leave it in the medicine cabinet, and I take it out and put it in the shower every other day when I use it. So I take it out, I dry it off, and I store it. Now, I think that they have a little storing thingy that you can get. I personally don't need it. It's just so pretty. It looks like it's on display in my medicine cabinet. So that's just something to be aware of, because you don't want to have to replace this guy, because the whole point is not having to replace things and not having to throw things out. So guys, that's it for me today. I know it was kind of a strange one, but like I said, I just started to enjoy this thing so much that I decided it was worth me letting you know about it. So I will make sure that all the information for this and where to purchase is in the description bar below. And if you have any questions, if you have any products, any recommendations, any things that cool things that you're doing in this space, then just also drop that down there for me in the comments below. And if you like this video, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. You'll give me a thumbs up and also hit that notification bell so that you know every time a new video is uploaded, which happens every Friday. So thanks again for joining, and I'll see you next week. Bye. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm 50. Why would I want to lead with that?